Welcome to the iRacing career mode. Here we are in late models at North Wilkesboro for the car store race. Pulling out here at practice for the first race of the video. There'll be 3 today. Coming out of 4 for our first practice laps. You'll see I'm already kind of sawing on the wheel here. Actually, all of these combos I've never driven, so definitely something new for me here at all of these. But yeah, you can see me kind of struggling with the brakes too. You see heavy lockup. If you look at the bottom left, you can tell that I'm scared to get on the brakes a little bit after that out lap. So that right there, that's our first lap. It's okay. You can see me trying to get rid of everything there to make it a little bit more realistic. So anyway, we come back out here. You can see me just getting tight and loose and everything. I was able to save the car, but still just struggling all around right now with the balance and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull down the pit road, make some adjustments. What I ended up doing is moving the brake bias further towards the rear end. So came back out here. This is starting my first lap on the new setup with the adjusted brake bias, and you can see me trying to drive down the hill here just to gain some speed. Coming around into turn 3. Down to the bottom again, trying to arc it a little bit to give myself some more throttle time. And that was actually going to be the fastest lap in practice, so obviously those adjustments were working. But now we come into qualifying here, and again, we're just going to do the same thing, going to drive up the hill. So our practice time was I believe a 19.3 or a 20.3. It was a 0.3. I know that. And we're coming around in qualifying, looking to do the same thing here, if not faster. As we go on to our final lap here at North Wilkesboro for the car store race. This is arguably the biggest car store race of the year, so really want to do well here to impress some people if we want to keep moving up the ladder. As we're going to come out of 4 with our qualifying, and that's going to put us in a solid dead last. We're last. So a lot of work to do here at North Wilkesboro, but as we're about to go green here, you can see the field starting to move forward. Mini Tyrell right in front of us. A little bit of looseness there, trying to get up in the gears, but we're going to get to the outside of the 4 and just try and make up as many positions as we can here during the race. To the outside of Mini. Going into turn 3, we'll see if we can get around him here by the time we get to the front stretch. It looks like maybe, yeah, it was that guy checking up on his inside. We're actually going to get both of them there. So into turn 1 again, you're going to see me slide up and then try and cut back down the hill again. Almost make contact with the car on our inside, but just trying to use as much room as we have. Once again through the middle here. Just trying to pick up as many, just being really aggressive to try and pick up as many positions as we can. We can't really afford to bleed positions. And I think if we can get into the top 10 here, that's probably best case scenario. So gotta move up here to the inside, making contact with the car on the outside. There's just a little bit of a door bang, nothing too crazy. Leaning on him a little bit, setting our fastest lap of the race. Once again, just stuck on this outside, having to make moves up there. We're actually going to look to the middle here, under the 69, and maybe try and slide up in front of him, make a little bit of contact again. And it's like, oh, a cut to the bottom. Saw the hole open there and just went for it. So once again, just trying to drive down the hill. Kind of in the middle here, because 31's trying to block that low side and the 2's still up there. Or 21, whatever number it was, and we're actually going to get around the guy on our inside going into turn 1. As you can see here, this is the car we are driving, the Premier Securities. Premier Security number 42. We have no affiliation with anybody right now. We're kind of just on our own as we look to make maybe a 3-wide move here in the 95 and the 7. Looks like we're not going to do so. As I guess we'll go back to the outside here. Just looking for anything we can grab. To the outside of the 95 is a good exit there at a 2 for us. To the outside of the 15 and inside the 7 of Tristan McGee for Spire. one of his few starts, as we're still going to be 3 wide going into turn 1. We'll see what we can do here. Once again, sending it maybe a little too hard. Put Tristan McGee up into the rubber, and he drives into the wall. So maybe a bit of a stupid move from us to send it so hard now on the outside of Landon Huffman. Just trying to drive once again off the corner, putting ourselves in the wall this time. Just trying to keep position here as we're still on the outside of the 57 of Huffman. So now we look to chase the 88 in front of us, and actually Dale Jr. is 2 cars ahead of us. If we could finish ahead of Dale Jr., that would maybe be a bigger deal than a top 10 here. Just knowing his experience and all the stuff that he's done. So here we are trying to chase these two down. They're actually going to get side by side here, and going into 3, we're actually going to see an opportunity because the 88 checks up on that high side. Jr. just kind of stops in the middle. We're actually going to go around the inside of Jr. and try and complete the pass here in turns 1 and 2. Once again, sliding up, trying to use the hill to drive off the corner. We're going to clear Dale Jr. out of turn 2, and now just trying to chase the 88 in front. And we're going to get a big run off of 2 here a few laps later. Going to try and dime it into turn 3. He's going to give us a spot, and we're just going to try and slide in front of him here. We're not yet clear. We'll try to get him here in 1 and 2. That's where we've been able to clear a lot of people just by sliding up and then driving back down the hill. We're actually going to make contact with him again here, and we're going to be clear as he's going to actually look for a dive to the inside. We're going to kind of cover that, make sure he doesn't get back below us, and looks like we'll hold the position for now. And closer to the end of this race, a couple laps later, the 15 that we passed earlier, he starts to get a run. I think he was definitely better on the long run. I think I burnt up the right front, just trying to push for all these positions. And yeah, so you can see he kind of will gain, and then he'll kind of drop, so kind of a cat and mouse here. He'll gain, I'll gain, and back and forth. You see him again looking to the bottom in 1 and 2, not close enough to make a move, just looking to make that position. And we're gonna go back to the bottom here as we're actually approaching 2 laps to go. I think I'm in P8 right now, so into the top 10, as once again actually missing turn 1 there is us in the 42, but it actually allows us to drive away from the 15 a little bit on the exit of turn 2, just driving down the hill. And we're actually going to stick maybe a lane higher than we want to in 3 and 4, so really just trying to hold this position, this top 10 against the 15 behind us. He's actually going to get a really good run here into 1, but we just have the drive off out of 2, and it's not going to matter as we're going to go into turn 3 on the final lap in P8. It looks like we're going to hold it. The 15 nowhere to go. And that's going to be P8 from P30 at North Wilkesboro. I can tell you exactly what happened in qualifying. I forgot to put the qualifying tape on the car. So yeah, that's what happened. And now here we are a few weeks later, actually a few months later at Martinsville for the Triple Crown race. Here in practice, once again, this is just my first lap. Martinsville, a really tough track in the NASCAR cars, but a little bit more forgiving, I feel like, in the late model. You really can kind of send it in a little bit deeper, I think, because you have that lower speed. And just the late model brakes, I feel like, are more reliable sometimes. They don't lock up as easy. So you see me just trying to diamond that, not even diamond the corner, just hug that apron as much as I can during that first lap, and that was okay. We'll go on here later in practice. I think this is also on, I think this is after I made adjustments, and you'll see here just how hard it is to make the move here, as he's going to cover the bottom sort of, and we're just going to try and get behind him. This 95 here really holding us up a little bit, nothing too crazy, just trying to run some decent laps right now, as we're actually going to get a little loose on entry there. You see the rear step out, and we have to, shift the wheel a little bit. Once again, down into turn 1, we're going to gain a lot of time on entry there, a lot of time on exit too, but you'll see this rear end just start to pull away a little bit as we once again go into turn 3. Did not have to kind of yank the wheel that time to keep it from spinning out. As once again, after just moving the brakes further to the rear end, we're actually going to hit the 95. I don't know why he checked up like that. He's going to get back clear from us. We're just going to send it on his inside. We're tired of getting stuck behind him. And yeah, so already making a little bit of contact in practice. Hopefully that's not how it is during the race. But anyway, here we go into qualifying. Once again, another 2 laps for us here, as we look to capture our first win and a grandfather clock. So out of turn 2, once again, just trying to get all the way up to that wall. Actually get a little too close there. You can hear me kind of tap it a little bit. We're going to send it into turn 3 and 4, and I actually did put the qualifying tape on this time, so we should be competitive. And we're going to send it even harder into 1 and 2. Maybe miss the bottom here. That might be a mistake that we should not have made. Once again, out of 2, you can see me trying to stay off that wall a little bit on exit just to not hit it. Once again, even deeper into 3 and 4. And out of the corner. And that's going to line us up in 3rd here behind Max Reeves.
1 left to green.
He's either 14 or 15 in 2025. Here at Martinsville, Landon Huffman on the outside. A lot of paint's not loading for whatever reason. Vicente Salas on our outside in P4, so we'll see what we can do here on this restart. Reeves will have control. There's no restart zone here because I forgot to turn it on, so let's see what happens here. We'll see Reeves kind of fire off. Huffman really doesn't get going, so we're actually going to slide by on the inside of Landon Huffman. Slot in behind Max Reeves just to make sure we're not changing lanes too early, and we're actually going to start chasing Reeves down. That's an extra position we don't have to go for now that we've passed Landon Huffman, so we can really just focus on the car ahead in the 18 of Max Reeves. As you see, Reeves maybe a lane higher than we were in practice and qualifying. Just kind of really just logging laps right now. We have a ways to go. Once again, like our crew chief said, we moved up to 2nd on the restart, so any pass here for position is for the lead of the race and for the win. So we'll see how long it takes to get to the 18 of Max Reeves if we can. You can see him pulling away on the exit of the corners, more so than the 95 was earlier. Just maybe a little bit more power under the hood of the 18, as you'll see him just once again just start to pull away. We're actually going to dummy a move to the inside here just to try and get him to make a mistake. See if he'll, you know, fall for it, give us the inside, but he just holds his line there on the bottom. Doesn't fall for it. We'll see again here, a lot of time gained on entry and exit, but down the back straight, he just pulls away, watching the rear bumper get smaller and smaller. It's a little annoying, but I mean, if you look behind us, the 2 of us are really just gone from the rest of the field right now. There's a big gap to, I believe that's Vicente behind us. Back to the TV view. You can see me actually get to the outside as Max Reeves for some reason just pins it to the bottom and actually loses time to me because of it. He's actually going to shove us up into the 3rd lane. That's not where you want to be. We keep it out of the wall, stuck back behind the 18. We'll see if we can try and get to his inside. It looks like he's once again pinned it to the bottom and given us the outside, so not entirely sure what the 18 is doing. And we're actually going to try and cut under him here. Had to check up mid-corner. Wanted to do a switch over, but wasn't able to make it happen. So once again, I think at this point we're waiting for him to pin to the bottom. And this time he pins it a little earlier than we think. We actually make contact with the back of the 18. And we're going to make it into the lead. He's not happy. You can see him send it into turn 3 there. Max Reeves obviously not the calmest person in ARCA when he gets hit. So probably not very calm here in the late models either. You can see him sending it a little bit deeper than me here with that Joe Gibbs engine. Just able to do a little bit more of the straightaways and corner entry, and I actually gave him the inside here. I didn't think he'd make the lunge. So once again, the 18 of Max Reeves on my inside. He's actually going to take the lead here for a little bit. We'll see if we can do anything with the AI trying to pin it still to the bottom. We're going to go around the outside of the 18. I don't believe we're clear yet. We are not. He's going to send it back to the inside in 3 and 4. Just stuck side by side here in Martinsville. It's allowed 3rd place to catch back up to us. You can see him in the back of the shot. That's how much time we've lost, and I actually just shove it into the corner trying to get clear of Max Reeves. It looks like we finally will, a few laps after battling. Now we move back forward. You can see Max Reeves starts to kind of just sit right here. He has this tail though. Every time he wants to send it to the inside, he'll kind of pull down about halfway down the backstretch. And it's really obvious. So you can see it here once again. He's like a lane lower than the racing line, and that's when he's trying to send it in below me. So, you know, eventually I noticed that, and we just need to look out in that mirror. We're really just mirror driving Max Reeves at this point, just trying to hold the lead and win here at Martinsville. A Martinsville win would be a big deal for anyone trying to do a career in NASCAR, as it's one of the main races. Or not a crown jewel, but it's one of the bigger races. You can see me making a shallow entry here, trying to cut down a little earlier, just to keep the 18 from sending it to the inside here. Once again, same thing here in 3 and 4, just not even trying to make lap time, just trying to hold position. As the 18 once again looks to the bottom, we're going to shift down even earlier this time. He's actually going to send it to the outside, but we're going to push ourselves up and clear Max Reeves once again here. He's definitely, I think, the faster car right now. I think once we got to the lead, we lost a little bit of pace. But if we just continue to drive and race him smart and not let him get that move, I think we'll be okay. So once again, Reeves does the crazy lunge into turn 3. Going back into 1, we're going to cover it this time after that last second lunge. He actually didn't do his slide down that time, so it surprised me a little bit. But cutting down into turn 3, once again, Reeves goes for a send. He's going to fall off way back.
You got 5 laps to go.
As we are nearing the end of this race, Max Reeves just sitting behind us, wants to go around, but can't find the move yet. Coming to the white flag, Reeves misses turn 4. It's actually going to lose a lot of time to us here on the final lap, as we're going to go into 1 just trying to, once again, not trying to make lap time, just trying to stay ahead of the 18. It looks like we're going to do so, as the 18 is not in a position to make a move from so far back. So we cross 3 and 4. Reeves actually gains a little bit of time there, but it doesn't matter because we're going to win here at Martinsville for the first time in our career and take that grandfather clock home, hopefully turning some heads along the way. As you can see here, doing a Polish victory lap in celebration. Late models don't really do burnouts, and you don't want to tear the stuff up, so obviously this car is pretty good, and I'd like to take it to another race this year. I believe we have 1 more on my schedule, so really want to try and keep this car in one piece with 0 issues, and we'll see if we can, you know, keep the success going into our final race of the year. And our final race of the year is going to be here at Five Flags Speedway. Not for the Snowball Derby, but for the Snowflake 125, the limited late model event. Once again, we're here in the Premier Securities 42. Very different from the first 2 tracks, you know, a lot more throttle time, more banking. Kind of drives more like a NASCAR oval, so not something that these late models are always amazing at. Definitely different than what I'm used to driving, so we'll see what we can do here. Our first lap in practice was not good. We were struggling in practice in general for a while. You see, eventually I'm actually so loose on exit that I spin behind the 27, and that's going to be all we get.
Green flag.
So going into qualifying, we got a short practice due to the spin. Didn't want to scuff up any more tires, so we get our 2 laps in qualifying, and that's it. Here we go into turn 3 on our first lap here at Five Flags for arguably our biggest event of the year, the Snowflake 125, our final event of the year. Here we go into turn number 1, the second lap out of 2 into turn 3, just trying to diamond it, kind of get the gas down on exit here, because we're actually going to slide up here, get really loose again, and qualify back in P17. So definitely not the Martinsville qualifying we had, but also not the North Wilkesboro qualifying we had. Somewhere in the middle.
About to go green. Stay focused.
I still think a win here is possible. We'll have to see
Green, green, green.
as the lights are going green. Once again, starting behind the 81 Mini Tyrell. I don't know why we just like to start behind him for most of these races, but here we are. We're gonna just kind of find ourselves alone here in the middle right now between Tyrell and everyone behind us. We're actually gonna get a run here at a 4, so I'm gonna look to the bottom of 3, see if I can make that work. And we get to the inside of Tyrell, we look good. Get to the inside of the 69 too, and we're there. And I don't know if we missed the corner, but we made contact with that 69. And we actually lose a couple spots. Mini Tyrell gets back around us here into turn 1, so now we just have to recover back to the inside of Mini, trying to make up the positions that we lost, and honestly losing more time to gain more positions. So this could, you know, take our chances of winning and make them way smaller. So we're actually going to look to go 3 wide here on the outside of the 69. Don't want to go to the inside after last time. And we're actually going to clear the 69 already. Now to the outside of the 14 here in turn 3. Just trying to use that outside line to my advantage. Almost get turned by the 14 here. And just trying to make positions here to the inside of the 15. Max Reeves, the battle we had last race. Right here, I think this is about P12, so maybe not as flattering as the last one. As we now look to the outside of Reeves. Not the first time we've said that in this video, but cleared him a lot faster this time, as we are going to be clear into turn 3 here on the inside of Landon Huffman. Going to make quick work of that 57. Just caught him at a really good time, as the 57 is going to look back to our inside. We're just going to hold this top side and try and drive off to get to the 29. Here you can see me just trying to gain positions. I think we're about 7th right now. That's the leader up ahead, Vicente Salas. As you can see, we're really turning and burning right now. Actually, we're in P5 right now, fighting for P4. And we're just going to send it to the outside, actually getting the marbles a little bit, but we're able to turn down, get to the outside of the 0. We might be clear here into turn 3, and yes we are, barely. Because now we're chasing the final 3 cars ahead of us. Vicente Salas, you can see him way ahead up in turn 3, now exiting turn 4. As we're going to get a big run on the 17 here. We're going to look back to the inside just to try and make some more time. We got to catch Vicente. But Salas just had the fastest lap, which means he pulled on us a little bit. Anyway, we catch back up to 2nd place here a few laps later. We definitely have the speed. Vicente started to fall back. We're going to look to the inside of this 31 here. He wants to cover, but we're not going to let him. We're just going to keep going lower to the inside of the 31 for P2. We're going to have to fight him here. He's going to get the run on the exit of 2, just being on that high side, but we're just going to send it into 3. And now I think what we need to do, we need to get to Vicente, and that's what we've done here a few laps later. We need to get to Vicente, and we need to try to save some tire to make a move near the end of this race. And that's what we're going to do here. Here's Vicente right in front of us. We're actually going to look to the bottom here, maybe try and get to the lead before we have to save some tire. But actually stuck on this bottom here. Not able to get the gas down like I want to. Just struggling in general. Vicente's still on our outside, so a long battle here, side by side. As Vicente's still going to be there. I think we actually take the lead there on that lap. And we're just not able to get the gas down. And Vicente's going to drive by on the outside. A few laps later, we're just trying to catch back up to Vicente. A crazy run out of turn 4 gets a lot of time for us, so we'll have to see if we can make anything out of it. Still pushing the tires a little bit, but not as hard as we were before, as we're going to get to the outside of Vicente here. Once again, we find ourselves on the outside of a battle, as we're going to get into the marbles here. Kind of a rookie mistake. Something I should not have done with you know, a win under my belt. Shouldn't be in the marbles like that at a track like Five Flags. So once again, we're going to have to chase down Vicente. We're still on him. We didn't lose as much time as we did like last time. So we're just trying to see if we can get back to either the inside or the outside of Vicente. I think realistically, I'd rather be on the inside here. But if the outside presents itself, I'm going to take it here, as we're still stuck behind the 55 of Vicente Salas. As he drops to the bottom, we're actually going to look to the high side, just trying to make an opportunity. And he's going to stay low, and it's going to start to bring us alongside. He's starting to pin himself to that bottom to try and protect the lead. So once again, we're going to slide up, get to the outside of Salas. And now, once again, we are fighting for P1 here in the Snowflake 125. Salas is able to clear us, but he stays low. We're able to get back alongside of him going into turn 1, just being able to send it a little bit deeper with our adjusted brake bias once again. Just moving the brakes to the rear has really felt a lot better to me, and it's allowed me to drive it into the corners a lot more confidently. As we're going to come out of turn 4, we might actually try and lead this lap. No, Vicente will lead again into turn number 1 and 2. Still on the outside of the 55 of Vicente Salas, just looking for any opportunity right now, but not able to find it. We're actually going to lead this lap here, and Vicente is actually going to make contact with us on the inside. I thought I was clear, tried to cut down, and Vicente just did not let me get down there, and we're stuck on the outside once again. That might have been our best chance at winning this race right now. So still trying to fight the 55 of Vicente Salas. 5 laps to go here at Five Flags. Just stuck on the outside of the 55. This might be a side-by-side battle until the end of this race. I gotta think of something, because I don't know if I can win on this outside line. You can see me trying to go low. Vicente covers the bottom, so I go back to the top side. And once again, the 55 just continues to hold the bottom. It's worked out for him before. We're actually going to get ahead of him a little bit on the backstretch there. Just trying to see if we can get to the line first. You can see me trying to get down. Once again, Vicente covers the bottom. I'm looking for that crossover out of turn 4. As we now enter the final stages of this race. Once again, we're going to stay to the outside of Salas. We're not going to get the edge on the backstretch this time, so really needing to push here in 3 and 4. Once again, we're able to get on the outside of Salas. We're going to lead this lap. Coming to 2 laps to go here. Once again, stuck on the outside of Salas. We're actually going to get in the marbles a little bit there, so maybe losing a little bit of time. You see me trying to get down. As we actually are going to get to the bottom here, we're going to try the crossover on Salas. Not there yet, but he's staying on the high side. We're going to send it in, and he's not even going to fight it. So Salas, on the last lap, loses the lead and is not involved in the battle, and we're actually going to take the lead going into 1 in the final lap and come around to win the Snowflake 125 here.
You won. You drove a great race.
After a long battle with the 55 of Vicente Salas. I think that was, I don't even know how many laps that was, but it was quite a few. As you can see, obviously, we're going to maybe tear up the car a little bit more trying to celebrate this one, knowing that we have the entire off season of lounging around to fix this late model. Just burning the tires. We needed new ones anyway. So a good race from us, just to recover from P17. I honestly think the drive from P30 to P8 in the North Wilkesboro race was probably the most impressive. But nonetheless, it's going to put our name on the map as we are going to go into the off-season here. A really successful bout of races, but just not sure what my plans are for next year. Actually, I'm going to receive a message here. Let me pull on my phone. I'm not quite sure who this is. Oh, it's Chris Rice. I guess he wants me at the colleague shop. So we'll see where that goes. But until then, I will see y'all next video, where I guess we're doing something with colleague to look into an opportunity. So until then, I will see you next time.